Miss Paganprincess 75. The lovely Pagan. Let's try that again. La 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 la. The lovely Paganprincess 75 asked me to do a blog on how to make a video. Unfortunately, I'm probably the worst person she could possibly have asked. If you haven't noticed, darling, my videos suck, they're not popular. Really, you should be asking like Community Channel or Brit Film Lover 3 or someone like that who actually knows what they're doing. I'm going to try and go over a few common mistakes that I've been guilty of. All but one. Well, no, even that one. That people tend to do when they're making videos that I've done a lot, and it's taken me 9 months to learn how to make a proper video. Number one is bad camera position. If the camera's in a bad position, look at all this extra space I've got over my head. Okay? If your camera position sucks, your video is going to be uninteresting. There's going to be too much out here and up here for people to pay attention to. They're not going to look at your video, and they're not going to pay attention to what you're saying. The other thing that people do is they try and do everything in one take. Instead of editing the video to show the best parts, the best try at trying to say what you're saying, they just show their first attempt and it ends up looking awful. And it took me 4 takes to say that. Another thing people tend to do is they try to improvise. They go in without a plot. They go in without a story to tell. They go in without at least some structure to the video that they're going to make. The first time I tried to do this, broke my own rule, don't improvise. I'm not smart enough to improvise. I know that. I'm not creative enough. You need to go in with some form of structure to your project before you can really make it look good. Another mistake that some people make is they come in with, they buy the $15 camera at Walmart. The little globe thing that sits on the desk, it's about that big. I've actually got one around here somewhere. And they try and make a video with this thing that gives you a crappy 320 by 240 video resolution. And it just doesn't work. It's awful. It's disgusting. But people, they try to make videos with this. And I've been guilty of it too, but largely because my good camera has been broken. If you're going to get a camera, go out and buy the expensive one, relatively speaking. You know, don't spend $3,000 on a camera, but if you're spending $15 or even $25, it's not worth it. Spend $35 or $40, $50 on the camera, you'll be good. The other thing people do is they tend to make their videos a little too long. Television has programmed our brains to be a 6 to 8 minute window. That's all you get to keep people's interest. At least in the United States. I don't know how it is the rest of the world, but every 6 to 8 minutes on TV, you get a commercial. If you're not paying attention to that, if you go over 8 minutes, unless you've got some other entertaining stuff to throw in there that keeps people's interest, it's just going to fall flat. Huge mistake that I am so guilty of. And I do it all the time, and it's going to show up in this video, I'm sure. Everybody says, so... They make those little noises that tell you that they're thinking and they're not really sure what to say. You know, so I think I should say this. Huge mistake. Start over once you think of it. Edit out the ums. Edit out the ahs. Get as many of them out as you can. You're never going to be perfect. Do what you can. A lot of people fail to use the special features on their video editing software. My video editing software, being Microsoft Movie Maker, doesn't have a whole lot of special features, but it has enough that I'm able to make some fairly interesting additions to my videos instead of just being me talking. The reverse of that is some people, they get, you know, the Apple iMovie program, whatever it's called, and they make videos with too many special features. They got sepia tones and lightning and all this other stuff going on all the time, and it's like, pick a format and go with it, man. Use some of your special features, great. Keeps people interested, keeps your video popping, alright? Use too many, and it's just distracting. Speaking of distractions, try and limit the number of distractions that you have in your video. Because after all, how often do you want to hear somebody talking and then watch them take a drink? Limit the number of distractions. Try and do it when nobody else is in the house, or at least when you know everybody else is watching TV or something. They're distracted, they're not paying attention to you, they're not going to bother you. There's nothing worse than watching a video where somebody goes, "Oh crap, my phone's ringing." Last but not least, check sound, check sound, check sound, check sound before you post a video. Because the worst thing you can do is have a really loud part, followed by a really soft part, followed by an average tone part. You don't want that. Stay away from those videos where the sound is constantly changing because you videotape one section and you narrated another one and you videotaped another section. Don't do that. Stay away from that. Check your sound, make sure it's consistent. And I'm just as guilty as anyone. I had a video 2 or 3 videos ago where I screwed that up. So those are some common pitfalls that people make, which hopefully you can avoid. Miss Paganprincess 75. Appreciate you watching. Thanks to everybody. I'll talk to you later. Okay, so I finally got a person to ask me to do a subject on which to blog. Miss Paganprincess 75, the lovely Pagan, let's try that again. You just see everything that they said one time instead of seeing any amount of editing at all. God, that sucked. The other thing that people do is they try and do everything in one take. My video editing software being Microsoft Movie Maker. Stay away from those videos